This is called the generation gap.
My generation, baby.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Generation Gab. My name is John Lehr, and I'm a Gen X fun dad.
Hi, everybody, and my name is Chase O'Donnell. I'm a millennial, semi-recent grad.
We're so formal with our intro, you know? First of all, thank you, everybody out there. We're up to 3,500 downloads, 3,500. Chase.
I mean, we're on fire.
We're growing. In our past three, I think we're catching hold because our last three episodes have been our biggest. So that's a good sign. You know, you don't want your
first few. You want the last.
Yeah, you don't
few.
want to come out big and then.
Yeah.
You know. So Chase has a cold again. She is
It's embarrassing.
You have been so sick, and the reason
I'm
is
at the tail. I've had it for a while, so it's gone now. But
okay.
I just had a
but
tickle in my throat.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a sign of a good thing. It's a sign that you're being overworked and that you have too much going on. This is the beginning of your, Phoenix rise into stardom.
Yeah, I'm being overworked.
Yeah, she's being overworked. She's doing stand-up every single night of the week.
Which I hear is good. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what you're supposed to do. But my gosh, the problem is then I work during the day.
Yes, and that's the part we need to cut out, the working the day job, because that's getting in the way. It's getting in the way.
Jen says, hi, Jen. Jen says, I have a comment. Is there a way to see Chase's old YouTube dance videos? I would love to see them.
Okay, we need to post those, Chase. So here. Let me just.
I don't want to just post those.
Here's the thing.
There needs to be context. Yeah.
Right, and Chase and I our plan was 2019. We're going to get things started, find our footing a little bit, see if people are into it. Okay, check, done. That's happened.
Check.
So 2020, we're going to start to expand out. And so there have been some interest from networks, podcast networks that we're going to look at, and we'll maybe have a Patreon page so that maybe we could post stuff like that on the Patreon page.
Oh.
So that's all coming for 2020. But let's get down to business. This show is about the differences and similarities between Gen X and millennial.
Yeah, and every other generation in between.
Right. We've decided to fold in a lot of other generations. Now, we've discovered that when I do a lot of moving around on my computer while I'm while I'm recording, that our podcast sometimes stops recording. And for those of you who listened last week, I screwed up. Yes, again. I unplugged the microphones to test the sound, and I forgot to plug them back in.
Just now?
No, last year.
Oh,
last week.
Yeah.
And I feel terrible about it. And Chase is so nice, which almost makes it worse, because I know inside she's seething with anger and hatred towards me.
That's not true.
Well, you should be, because it's just, anyway, you're such a nice person.
I tell you, the only time I see is when someone honks at me and I did nothing wrong.
Oh, I hate that.
I'm just doing my best.
I know, everybody is. See, that's the thing. When you honk at somebody else, you think, oh, that person's a dick, and they're a dick all the time. No. More likely than not, they're just like you. They just screwed up. We're all dicks some of the time. So if you happen to see the person who's a dick at their time, you think they're a dick all the time, and so your self-righteous anger, you honk and lay on the horn. But, the rest of the day, they're probably okay. Just like you. I
don't really honk at people.
I don't either.
And when I do, it's a light tap just to send a nice little hey, you should probably move because I've been waiting a while.
I years ago did a light tap to somebody, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but this is what happened. I turned right. He was turning left. I see him do a full U-turn on Fairfax during rush hour, race right up to me, park behind me. I'm stuck at a stoplight now. He gets out and pounds on my window. Don't fucking honk at me. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm locked my doors when I saw him coming up. And then I'm like looking through my rearview mirror at him. I'm pretending like I'm texting or calling. So I'm not. I'm terrified.
What?
And when he hit on the window, he hit it so hard that the window was like coming in like an inch.
Well, what do you think he had going on?
I think
he had some issues.
I think L.A. took him out. That's what I think. We were both at the bank. Here's my backstory on him. None of this is proven. This is all in my mind.
Okay.
I think he went into the bank because his electronic payment for his rent didn't go through because the bank pulled some shit because they didn't clear his paycheck in time. He thought it was all going through. The landlord went off on him. He had written other checks or made other payments, and now he was getting all these fucking bank fees. And the bank was saying, look, we've done all week. I'm sorry, sir. I can't undo any of that. And he got into his car and he tried to find his sunglasses because you've got to have sunglasses in LA. That's like, it's not joking around in LA. You have to have sunglasses. His sunglasses aren't there. He's just like, fuck! He's at the end of his life and some douchebag behind him goes beep, beep. And he's just like, and he turns left and he's like, you know what? No. And he does a full U-turn and he comes up and he tells that douchebag what's what. And I was the douchebag. That's what I think happened.
Oh my God.
I think he snapped.
He snapped.
Yeah, and in LA is the Boulevard of broken dreams, as many people know. If you go to Hollywood Boulevard, I love it when tourists come to Hollywood Boulevard because Hollywood Boulevard is skanky. It's kind of like there's drug addicts there and stuff.
Yeah, it's not that great.
No, it's not. And there's all these people in outfits and costumes.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, so that you'll see a guy dressed up in Batman, and he comes up and he tries to be nice to you because he wants you to take a picture with him. So you take a picture with him, and then he charges you $5. And if you're like, well, wait a minute, I didn't know this was going to cost $5, then they turn on you and get really mean and weird. Anyway, so Hollywood's a Boulevard of broken dreams. So people just freak out and they crash and burn all the time.
On Hollywood Boulevard?
In L.A. in general. I remember one time going down Santa Monica Boulevard, Chase. This will kill you.
Tell me.
Oh, it was so horrible. I was going down Santa Monica Boulevard, and I saw all these papers flying in the air, like almost like an airplane had dropped flyers or something. And they're all papers, and they're blowing in the wind. And I stop, and I look down, and it's a headshot of one actor. And in my mind, what I thought is they were just like, fuck you, LA, and took their headshots and just threw them out their window. Oh, my God, it was the saddest thing.
You don't think it was them being like, cast me, agents?
I don't know. I prefer the darker stories.
My mind went to they wanted self-publicity.
Oh, so they just threw them out their window? Oh, Jesus. Well, anyway, so I don't know how I got on that, but...
the guy at the bank is
and honking at people. Yeah, everybody's a dick sometimes. Very few are dicks all the time. And
honestly, if you are a dick, most of the time, maybe it's not even intentional.
Right. You don't know it. Otherwise, I mean, did Hitler know he was a dick? Is that where this is ultimately going? This is a philosophical question.
I think he knew.
Yeah. Well, screw him, even if he did. So Chase, how is your? So you're sick.
Well,
but the comedy's going well.
Yeah, I'm truly embarrassed because I was sick over Thanksgiving, which for those of you listening, I know that's way past, but this was just 2 weeks ago from when we recorded.
We tape a few episodes early,
and I was full on sick over Thanksgiving.
Terrible,
and I had to cancel this my friend had a birthday and I had to be like, sorry, I can't make the lunch because I'm so sick.
Good.
So I said, listen, I'm going to make it up to you. I'm going to get you a drink. And we planned for this Monday.
Okay.
Cut to this Monday. I'm sick again.
Yeah.
It's literally been a week
and did you
later.
Call her?
No,
I
was too embarrassed to tell her I was sick again because that's ridiculous to be
so you
healthy
had to go
for 1 week and then get sick again.
So you went to drinks with her on Monday, but then you had stand-up comedy every other night of the week.
Yeah, and I got a hot toddy.
Mm-hmm, good.
And I wasn't going to tell her. I was just going to be like, oh, allergies, but I told her. I just was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then I've had a show, and it was my mom's birthday yesterday. I got another hot toddy.
She's been a guest on this show, for those of you just tuning in.
Releasing today.
Yes. Oh, right. For the Facebook Live people, that's the one dropping today. That's what you say in the podcast biz, dropping. We're dropping an ep.
So, yeah, I think it's just like you said. I think I'm just I was babysitting for this family every day. I had to get up at 6 to take their kids to school. Mm-hmm. But I was having stand-up shows and getting home at like 2 at night.
Yeah.
And then I was sleeping for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and then waking up and then not being able to go back to sleep because I was working. So I think it was just like lack of sleep, a lot of work. Is this just a pity party for me? I'm so sorry.
That sort of sounds like what it is to be a parent. You know,
Yeah,
I think this is don't think that this is going to go away. I think this is just the beginning of that train of no sleep. By the way, I'm counting on you to. We're going to take some comments from our Facebook people, but I can't see it because I have what's called monovision. Do you know what that is?
Where you only see what you want to see.
Yes,
What's
but
mono?
I also have one contact lens to see close and one contact lens to see far away, and then your brain like works it out. And so but basically what it means now is I can't see close or far.
Oh, gosh.
Basically.
Monovision sounds terrible.
Monovision now is just no vision. But I do have, now on the show, occasionally, everybody, I like to bring in outside articles and things that we talk about because I like to keep you all informed about. Because really, yes, this is a light show about generations, but really, if you really think about it, I mean, everything is everything. Okay, that's true. But generations is a great way to sort of look at almost everything that's going on. I mean, we all get older. And new people are always coming. I mean, that's just life.
That's life.
This is interesting. This is my friend David sent me this. Anyway, he found this thing, and it's on. It's called the Mindset List. Every year they do a mindset list for the class of whatever. The list was initiated in the early days of the internet and has been a popular component of back-to-school talks, faculty orientations, and sermons for 2 decades. Its uses have ranged from training police and military officers and sales staff at Neiman Marcus to the late Fidel Castro's attacks on U.S. policy. I mean, it's just a list about the newest generation. And so here is the class of the mindset for the class of 2022. So these are people who are going to graduate from, I think it's high school. In 2022.
And then I see the list of 2009, which is when I graduated.
Well, let's do that one first.
And then I want to see yours too.
All right.
Okay.
So here's the list, the mindset list for 2009. Number 1, Andy Warhol, Liberace, Jackie Gleason, and Lee Marvin have always been dead.
Yes.
For you.
Yes.
They've been dead. They were never alive.
And honestly, not very relevant in my life. Liberace, I thought, was from Mozart's time. But I know he's not.
He was a Vegas piano gay, but
Yeah.
in the closet. Anyway, interesting guy. They don't, meaning you don't remember when cut and paste involves scissors. That's kind of a lame one. Of course you know.
Yeah, of course I do.
That's lame.
Yeah.
All right. Heart-lung transplants have always been possible for your generation. God, that to me, I still can't believe they can put a lung in there or a heart in there. That's so bizarre. And now it's like nothing. My friend had a heart attack and they just put a shunt, whatever that thing is, in to make their arteries bigger. And he was like out the next day. It's so incredible. God, I sound like an old person when I say shit like that. Boston has been working on the Big Dig all their lives.
I don't know what that is.
The Big Dig is a transportation project in Boston where it basically goes under the underwater and underground to help improve traffic.
Oh.
And it's been fraught with all kinds of problems, from people stealing from it and screwing up politicians, but also just it being hard to do. Anyway. With little need to practice, most of them do not know how to tie a tie.
Do not.
I cannot tell you how many young people I've had to tie a tie. And listen, for you guys out there, learn how to tie a tie. You're going to need it. And there's all kinds of YouTube videos. But when you tie the tie, do not do a half Windsor. Do the full Windsor. Everybody at the party will thank you for it. It's a bigger knot.
Oh.
It's kind of old school, but it works better with most colors. The half Windsor is so... I mean, I guess unless you're going to be super fashionable and have it kind of half untied. You know how the handsome guys do it at the Oscars.
Sierra says...
Sierra!
I can YouTube how to tie a tie.
Right. You could YouTube how to tie a tie. So do it. Not Sierra, but, her boys.
And then Link says, Chase, did you ever have a bag phone or know what that is?
A what?
No.
A what?
A bag phone?
A bag phone?
Or know what one is?
What is a bag? I don't know what a bag phone is. That like those big cell phones where it was like had to be put in a suitcase or something?
Well, that makes sense.
A bag phone? I've never heard that.
Me neither.
Pay-per-view television has always been an option for you.
Yes.
I remember when pay-per-view started. First, it was for porn. Porn is always on the forefront of all technology. Chase, we should get into. We should get into porn is always at the forefront of all technology. Now it's in VR. Did you know now that you can have sex with somebody in your room and you're just actually what you're really doing is having sex with like a device, but in your mind because you're watching it, you're having sex with another person.
I didn't know. Wait, porn defines all new technologies every time, says Tom.
Tom is right. Tom is the official IT guy for Generation Gab, by the way, everybody. Iran and Iraq have never been at war with each other in your lifetime.
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. They are more familiar with Greg Gumbel than Bryant Gumbel.
Who is writing this list? Who are the Gumbel brothers?
The Gumbel brothers are... This is sports. If you were into sports, you would know.
Let's go down to number 22.
Philip Morris has always owned craft services. Okay. For daily caffeine emergencies, Starbucks has always been around the corner. You've always had a Starbucks in your life. Wow, Starbucks has been around that long? Jesus.
Ooh, I like the one that says Dirty Dancing has always been acceptable.
Where's that? Number what?
26.
Oh, 26. What does that mean?
Like the movie Dirty Dancing, like it was so
risque
to be like but that's just what it was.
The Starship Enterprise has always looked dated to you. That's Star Trek. You're not into that.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know
and
that.
Michael Jackson has always been bad.
Mm-hmm.
And greed has always been good.
And greed has always been good. God. All right. Well, so anyway, this is just a thought. Scientists have always been able to see supernovas.
Yeah.
There was a time, not in my day, we couldn't see supernovas.
Oh, and Les Miserables has always been on stage.
Oh, my God.
It's true.
Oh, somebody's calling me. Sorry. Oh, it says spam risk. Okay.
Decline.
Snowboarding has always been a popular winter pastime. I remember when snowboarding came out.
You do?
Yep, I do. Okay, what about this? Biosphere II has always been trying to create a revolution in the life sciences. Do you know Biosphere II?
No, and it's funny. The ones you keep picking, I think, are ones that you know more about, and I don't know.
Okay, well, Biosphere 2, I am fascinated with Biosphere 2. Biosphere 1 is Earth. They call Earth a biosphere.
Oh.
Biosphere 2 was this experiment, quote unquote, and I'm going to put it, quote unquote, and I'm going to put it in italices. That's how, not scientific it was.
Yeah.
But it was basically seeing if you could get a group of people and put them in an enclosed dome. I think it was out in the desert somewhere. I'm going to say Arizona. And they could survive without any outside help. So they would grow their own food. They would take care of their own waste. Everything within this dome. Have you ever heard this?
No.
It's fascinating to read about. I highly recommend it because, and maybe somebody on Facebook Live or somebody out there can post, a good book or documentary to see on them, because here's the best part. They fucking wanted to kill each other. There was a massive faction. People got so upset with each other. At first they were sleeping with each other. Then they started to hate each other. Then people escaped the biosphere and tried to sabotage the biosphere and shut it down. There are still two factions who hate each other to this day.
Wow.
And that's the part that I love about it, because that is so human, man. And this is why we will never get to Mars.
You don't think?
Not unless we can put ourselves to sleep and have a robot drive us.
Oh.
Because we're going to kill each other. At first, we'll sleep with each other, but in the end, we'll kill each other. I mean, literally. Like that ship will show up and it'll just be coated in blood and like 2 people.
I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, my family can't even do a 2-hour drive in a car.
No.
How the hell are we going to do a 2-hour spaceship? I mean, a 2-year spaceship trip to Mars? It's not going to happen.
They're saying we need this as a movie. And yes, it should be the sequel to Survivor. And
yes.
I forget who said it a little bit ago. They said, why is John trying to kiss the mic?
Because
You
I'm doing
are
my job.
Holding it very close.
But we're supposed to be right on it. Look, see how I'm right on it? Yeah. I'm doing my job. That's what I'm doing.
Let's go to your generation.
Okay.
Oh, unless you see any.
Digital cameras have always existed.
Yeah. I'm a millennial.
Yeah, you're a millennial. Jimmy Carter has always been an elder statesman. What's your take on Jimmy Carter?
He's the talk show guy?
No, he was a former president. Jimmy Carter.
I'm thinking Jimmy Carson.
Oh, Johnny Carson. Yeah, Johnny Carson. Jimmy Carter.
I love Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, well, everybody loves him. What's not to
he
love?
only did
He's
one term.
Yes, he did.
And so I don't think everyone loved him.
Well, then, but everybody loves him as a president after the fact.
Okay, yeah. I really like him now.
He's
I've
just a
listened to
sweet
him on
dude.
interviews. I think he's very evolved and should have had 2 terms.
Yeah. All right. Let me do mine. What am I?
You were the class of 1991.
Oh, my God. I don't see any.
What-
I don't have them.
what-
Don't go back that far.
What class were you?
From college, 88.
No, high school.
Oh, high school, 84.
What?
It doesn't go that... God damn, it doesn't go that far back. Well, fuck you,
That's
mindset
terrible.
list.
Well, let's see what the class of 2022 is. Because, oh my gosh, that's going to be nuts.
All right, here we go. Hybrid automobiles have always been mass-produced.
Wait, is this the class of 2022?
Yes. Google has always been there to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible.
Okay.
They have never licked a postage stamp.
Never.
How is that possible?
Oh, because now they're stickers.
Right.
Now they're
right.
stickers.
You can't get a lickable stamp anymore?
Whoa.
That's weird. That's wrong. That's wrong. They have grown up treating Wi-Fi as an entitlement. You know what the subtext of that implies? That's kind of
They don't
mean.
like the class of 2022.
Do we see electricity as an entitlement? I mean, that's not fair. Yes, of course they do. It should be. It's important. Ellis Island has always been primarily in New Jersey. Okay, that's
I don't get
interesting.
it.
I don't understand, but there's something there. Fish food, PHISH, has always been available from Ben and Jerry.
For me
ice cream.
too.
Oh my
Not
God!
you?
No.
It's my favorite one, but I really remember Ben and Jerry's from the 90s, which means
Yeah.
it's been available a long time.
Have you ever been to a Fish concert?
No, that's different than Fish Food, the ice cream.
I thought it was after the band Fish.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I don't know.
It must be.
In a world of DNA testing, the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington has never included a Vietnam War veteran known only to God. I didn't know any of that.
No, I don't like that one.
The Lion King has always been on Broadway.
I mean, truly, I went to see the Lion King on Broadway when I was 4.
And it's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah,
right?
it was pretty good.
Yeah, you love musical theater.
I do.
You love it.
But I saw it when I was 4, so I don't get what's so different about this generation.
I don't know. CNN has always been available in Espanol. It just doesn't sound too exciting to be this new group.
It doesn't.
Yeah, because you know why? Listen, Gen X is the best generation. Okay, I love millennials, but my generation is the best. And I want to say why, Chase.
Okay.
We have straddled the old and the new.
Yeah.
We know both worlds. We know pre-cell. We know pre-internet. We knew when AOL was the only way to get online, really.
Tom is saying, okay, Zoomer.
All right, so that's the list. How do you feel about it?
I feel the same way. I think how old is the class of 2022 right now?
I don't know.
How do
Somebody
you
has
do
to
that
do the
math?
math.
Or does that mean they're 16?
Ish. Yeah.
Because in 2 years,
Yes.
they're 15.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know some of those kids.
I don't know any. I know a couple of them. I just like youth. I'm like a vampire. That's why I work with you. I just feel like I can suck off of your youth, and it keeps me relevant. So I sort of like.
You like these class
I like
of 2022?
Anybody who's younger than me, I really like. Anybody who's way older than me, I really like. And I like people. You know what? I'm a people person.
You like everyone.
I'm a people person.
I think the 15-year-olds today, because I do spend some time with them, driving them to and from school, they're just on their phone an extreme amount. More than the millennials. And millennials are known to just like be sitting on their phone. Those kids on their phone nonstop.
Okay. Can I say something controversial?
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
Because this is what some people say. Aren't you going to learn how to speak one-on-one to someone?
Why?
Because
Why? It's not necessary anymore.
I'll tell you why. Here I am waking up at 6 a.m. to
Okay.
drive this girl to school.
Okay.
And I'm trying my darndest to be like, how was school yesterday? And were you having fun? And what's the deal for today? Do you have a water polo practice? Blah, blah. And she's just literally just sitting there on her phone
Okay.
not conversing.
But you don't have much value compared to
Her phone.
all of the information humankind has ever created, which is in that box.
Yeah,
it is the
but
biggest
what's going
library in the history of the world.
What's going on at 6 a.m. that she has to be on that phone?
It's one click more than talking to some old gal driving her to school at 6 in the morning.
I think that she doesn't have the social skills and is too nervous to talk to
We
someone.
don't need them anymore. We don't need social skills. They are no longer. It's
You
out.
do need social skills.
No, for what?
I see people and talk to people every day.
Because you're an old person. See, welcome to my world, Chase.
No, but what about like I go to a stand-up show.
Yeah.
I don't know the comics. Like,
Yeah.
It's not cool if I were to just like walk past them and go sit down and just sit on my phone. Like, you have to be like, hi, nice to meet you.
Okay, well, now you're talking morality, like what's right and wrong. But I'm saying...
Yeah, I'm talking about what's right and
I'm
wrong.
just saying what is and what isn't. Because let me tell you, and I've said this on previous episodes, we're all going to get chips in our heads soon, everybody. And
How
then
soon? I want it.
Very soon. And we're all going to be online all the time. All the time.
Okay, well, Link says, as a mental health professional, one of the downsides is social and emotional connection, which could be a contributor to the rise in anxiety and depression, not to be doom and gloom.
Okay, Link, I hear you. But let me just say this. Why not just put VR glasses on them and have them have sex with a machine? You know what I mean? We're saying the only way to solve this anxiety and mental health that technology causes is non-technology stuff. And what I'm saying is, no, let's drill down even further. Give us all colostomy bags, put us into a coma, hang us from a ceiling, plug us into a computer. We're going to be better.
Okay, Zoomer. So Brandon says, if I'm with another person and having a meal or conversation, I will only check my phone if I get a notification that's actually important for the time.
What? That's outrageous.
That's true. Why would we be at dinner and I would just be sitting on my phone?
He shouldn't check it at all. I know Brandon. There is nothing in Brandon's life that the world is going to stop if he doesn't check his notifications.
So, but that's what we're saying. You were just defending people being on their phone the whole time.
No, you're misunderstanding. I'm saying it's not worth it anymore. Brandon is making my point. He's got in Brandon's world,
okay,
he's got some possibility of a notification coming up on his phone that he's going to interrupt somebody's dinner for. Right there, it shows that being with people is outdated. It's no more, people. I know it's hard to it's hard.
Yeah, like I went to dinner last night for my mom's birthday and my phone is just sits on the table right in front of me as I eat. I put it upside down.
Yeah,
so I don't
what a lot
see,
of people do. Mm-hmm.
But it's by my side.
Yeah, right.
I guess I just didn't like that I was trying to talk to this girl.
Yeah. You felt bad. You
And
felt
here
like she was
was.
being rude, when in fact she wasn't being rude. She was just making priorities in her life. And you and your friendship and anything you have to offer her at 6 a.m. on the way to school is far trumped by what's on that phone.
And you don't think it's because she's always on her phone that she doesn't know how to have a normal conversation?
She doesn't need to. Just text her.
Okay.
You know,
We'll
I'm
text her.
not. I mean, listen. I hear what you're saying, but it's like saying, "Well, oh, God, the world would have been better before we had cars when we're on horses." Maybe,
Yeah.
but it's over. It's
You're
all
right.
over, and we can either be conservative, older people who are like, "This is the way it should be" in the old days. Or we can see, I think human beings are evolving into a place where we'll all be sitting in giant auditoriums, nobody talking to each other, and everybody on their chips in their heads.
Well, I have something that Link said.
Okay.
If it is outdated, John, why do y'all meet together to do the podcast instead of from separate locations?
Because we're old.
Oh, because
We're old. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the next generation. I'm talking about what's coming.
Okay.
I'm not fighting what's coming. I'm still living in my life the way I love. Are you kidding? My whole life is connecting with people. I'm a great conversationalist. It's the only skill I have.
But don't you think that's better? Don't you think we're better?
I don't know. I mean, listen.
I think we're better.
I came into my daughter's
it.
room and she was on YouTube, okay? And this is the way I interface with her. I come in and I watch whatever she's watching with her. Is like, hey, what's up?
Okay.
She was watching, and I think maybe I mentioned this to you. She was watching a DIY makeup
Yeah.
video. Have I told you this?
Yeah. With this girl with a scar on her
With this
face.
girl with a scar on her face talking about what is beauty. I mean, it was just fascinating.
And that's how you connect.
I mean, that's how I connect, but I'm just saying she's not, I don't know. There's a lot of amazing stuff happening out there is all I say. I remember back in the day where they were like, video games and heavy metal music is the end of humankind. And it turns out, no,
No, it's
not.
They thought rock and roll was the end too.
Right. I mean, you look all the way back. Sex, no sex. Well, it's just, primates, pleasuring themselves. I just don't know.
We don't
Look,
know.
The fact is the cat's out of the bag. We finally created something that is so fascinating, we have to keep it within 6
Yeah,
inches of
you're
our
right.
lives at all
We
times.
created it.
We fucked up. And pretty soon those phones are going to become sentient, and then I've told you what's going to happen then.
What?
They kill us all.
Oh,
That's what happens.
gosh.
That's what's going to happen. Remember we were talking about Isaac Asimov?
No.
Yes, the iRobot.
No.
You got
Oh, yeah, I remember.
iRobot. You got to read it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen. Our technology will ultimately kill us all. And you know what? Thank God. Like what? We're so great. What have we done?
No, I know.
What did we do that's so great? I mean, music, art, that's amazing. I admit. But, we also destroyed the whole place.
Well, we also, though, we built shelters.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't give a crap about anything but us.
I know.
We're kind of gross.
But if you think about it, tigers don't think about anything but themselves.
Well, they're not sentient. I mean, we think, therefore we are, as Descartes said. And yet, what do we do with that? I mean, maybe we should all be just on our phones.
I think there's some good people.
I do too.
But then I think a lot of people just don't even know that they're not being good.
Right. Because we're
they're
just, in
so
our nature,
unaware.
we're just programmed to just keep ourselves alive and make more of us. But maybe if we're, you know what? If we're all on our phones, I wonder if there'll be less wars. If we're all on our chips in our heads, just sitting there not talking to each other and just surfing the web till we die, or whatever it is at that point,
Yeah.
maybe we won't be interested in killing each other.
That
'Cause
would be, you know what? Then I'm all for the girl on her phone all day long.
And Fortnite. See, people are killing each other on Fortnite. Then they're not maybe going out and killing other people. If everybody's on it. The problem is not everybody's on it.
Oh, and I thought video games like that actually made people want to do it in real life.
And studies have shown no.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
good.
But
Okay,
I
good.
don't know. Studies say a lot of things.
Who knows with
Yeah,
studies?
studies. In this world of nothing's true, Mm-hmm. All right.
I feel like we
Chase.
went pretty deep.
Yeah, we just went down there, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'm proud of us. Okay. All right. Okay, here's another buzz. Did I do this one already? I don't think I did.
No.
All right. So this is called Are You a Boomer? Take this quiz to find out. Okay?
Okay.
Have we done this one?
No.
No. Have you ever, Chase, I'm
Okay.
going to find out if you're a boomer.
Okay.
We know that you're not. You're a millennial. Have you ever thrown trash out of a motor vehicle while driving?
Never.
You say never. Now, I think a boomer might say, do cigarettes count? And if so, I think that's, they would have.
Okay.
Okay. A friend mentions your privilege. What do you do? A, have a mature conversation about it. B, acknowledge that although you've worked hard, maybe you have enjoyed some hidden advantages. C, ask how you can pay it forward. D, tell them they have no idea what it's like to be you managing that $6 million interest-free loan from your parents. After all, you still have to pay it back, even if your bobblehead accessory idea doesn't pan out. Squeeze a single tear from your eye.
I would say I would acknowledge it, although I have worked hard. Maybe I've enjoyed some hidden advantages.
Okay. All right. Number 3. Do you make an effort to tip your baristas and servers at least 20%?
No.
Okay, me neither. I'm down on the whole thing now with the credit cards where it puts in and it says, do you want a tip? And it's always preset to like 10%.
No, it's preset to 18%.
That, first of all, tipping is for people who get paid that wage. Waitresses and waiters do not get minimum wage. They get less than minimum wage.
Yeah.
And the tip is supposed to bridge that gap. Baristas are getting minimum wage. Why are we tipping them? Why are we tipping everybody all of a sudden?
No, it's terrible.
And now I have to tip. What do you do when it comes up that 18%? I always say yes to it.
Yeah.
Because I know that they see it,
I
and I'm
usually
right
do.
in front of them.
When they see it, I do it. If they're not watching, I'll maybe
Try to
not.
slip a no-tip by.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I do, too. Do you talk in movie theaters?
Never.
Okay. So I think my son does. He's a Gen Zer. He talks in movie theaters. People are poor because A, wages haven't kept pace with economic growth. B, they don't have full-time jobs or health insurance and medical expenses have driven them into debt. C, they lack the skills to thrive in today's gig economy. Or D, they spent all their money on Netflix. I also bet they have a working phone made in the last 10 years and eat vegetables they can't afford. Which one do you think a baby boomer would say?
Oh, what
Let's
a
do that.
baby boomer would say?
Yeah, what a boomer would say.
I would say they lack the skills to thrive in today's... Or no, you know what? They would say they spent all their money on Netflix.
Yeah. Women, okay, here we go. This is very
intense.
Very intense for
How
us.
many questions are there?
There's a million.
Gosh.
Okay.
Why don't we go to number 13?
Okay, here's the last one. What do you think is the biggest threat to the world right now?
Okay.
A, climate change. B, economic injustice. C, toxic masculinity. D, anything I'm scared of and or don't fully understand. This includes feminism and Hispanics.
I mean, I say climate change, but...
I would say economic injustice, only because I feel like we've already screwed up the planet. We're going to blow up.
What do they think baby boomers are going to say?
I think this is a terrible quiz. I think it is coming. I think it's set up to try to insult baby boomers, particularly baby boomers in the red states, and I don't like it. I'm down on this.
What was the answer key?
Okay, it says maybe you've noticed that answers A through C show at least some degree of self-awareness. That means, okay, so this is an okay boomer thing. This is offensive. If you answer D, then guess what? You're a boomer.
Oh my gosh.
Even if you're only 25 years old. Okay, so this is first of all, I want to say this is coming from medium.com. And Medium, this is an offensive quiz. This is not about bringing us together. This is about how to laugh at boomers because they're not with it.
Yeah, that's an offensive quiz.
We on this show will never, ever use a quiz from medium.com. You're out. You're out.
You've been canceled.
Yes. And this was written by Jessica Wildfire. And right here, she has a button where I can follow her. Guess what? I'm not clicking on. I'm not clicking up on the button on follow. God damn it. That's the exact kind of quiz that this show is trying to undo.
Wow.
Similarities and differences between us. Chase?
Yeah.
You're so in pain. All right. I think that's where we should end it today, you guys. Chase is sick as a dog.
I didn't know that I was this sick till I started talking.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You know when you start talking and it just
scratches you.
Just starts tickling.
I hope that Chase's wonderfulness is translating out to all of you, because she truly is a wonderful, wonderful person. And it's been an extreme joy to spend 2019, our first year, as our podcast with you, Chase.
Oh my gosh, agreed.
Yeah. So
thank you for saying that, because maybe I come off a little boring because
you can't talk.
Yeah, because I wasn't talking much.
Well, in 2020,
for a podcast.
Let me tell you, 2020 is the year of Generation Gab. So please join us.
Hop on the bandwagon.
She can't even talk. Everybody,
talk.
You know what you need is morphine. Morphine's really good for a sore throat.
My throat's not sore.
Okay, but still, it just helps.
It's
Morphine
just
helps. You still
tickling.
need morphine, trust
Okay.
me. All right, everybody. On that note, it's been happy holidays to our Facebook people and to the people who are watching this or listening to this in the future. How's 2020 going? Let us know.
Let us know.
Chase, what do you got up to this weekend?
Stand-up shows.
Another goddamn stand-up show.
And then I'm taking a break.
Okay, good. She needs some rest, people.
Bye.
Bye.
My generation, baby.